Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It amazes me how easily Americans are distracted with things that really are not that important. I see all these people talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, and of course it was exciting. I personally didn't watch the Oscars, but, everybody's been posting on it, so I had to take a look. But it was just a look. And I had to get back to things that are more important, like me paying over $4 for a gallon of gas so that I can go to work. And trust me, I drive to go to work. I think about all these people talking about all the privileges and social justice warriors out there talking about how black Americans are suffering, white Americans are suffering, and Hispanics are suffering. Look, we're all suffering. That's what American First is all about. It's about unity. Because trust me, there's no privilege at that gas pump. I don't care what color you are, what gender you are, whichever gender you prefer you are, you're still paying that gas prices. And we have to come to a point in time where we have unity. Trust me, those people in Hollywood, sitting there talking about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, they're not worried about paying $4 a gallon of gas. Matter of fact, they probably paid $1,500 just for dinner to sit at the Oscars and applaud somebody who entertains us every day. We should be entertained by our government, not worried about entertainers and their internal conflicts. We should be entertained with each other. We should be united. Do you know why Russia has had such a hard time taking Ukraine? Because the people are unified. Everybody's on the same page, And I'm sure that everybody there is not. You got some people that speak Russian, some people that don't. You got Christians, you got different religions and stuff like that, but they are all unified. The reason why we are in such turmoil right now is our country's not unified. We don't look at ourselves as American. Everybody wants to be hyphenated. Black American, white American, German American, Italian American. Well, let me tell you, at that gas pump I just left to, there was no Italian American prices, no black American prices, no white American prices. There were American prices that you are paying for. And you're not even realizing, more worried about Will Smith and Chris Rock, that you're not even realizing how simple this could be to turn around. All you have to do, all our current administration has to do, is put the policies that were left to him by the previous administration. But his pride, their pride, all their pride is more important than the American people. They would rather for us to suffer than to say that the previous administration was right about us being a fuel and energy independent country. They don't want to do that. They're ready for you to suffer because they're not going to suffer because they're going to fill up their tanks on your tax dollars. They're going to heat their homes with your tax dollars. That's what they're going to do. You people are more worried about celebrities slapping each other. Need to be worried about your pocket. Need to be worried about your kids. You need to be worried about your future. Now look, this current administration doesn't even have to say, oh, we're putting the previous administration's policies back in play so that we can become an energy independent country like we once were. You can lie and say they weren't. I don't care. Just put them back. Put your pride aside and think about the American people. Now, sooner or later, a lot more Americans are going to come together and realize that we're all suffering at the same pace and being oppressed by the same people, which are our politicians that are filling their pockets and making interest off the tax dollars that we pay every day and distract us with bullcrap like the Oscars. You know what? I don't have time for proud politicians. I want politicians that are for Americans, about America, and keeping people from suffering. Trust me, I care about the people in Ukraine. And of course, I agree that we should be we should put more money into green energy. I agree with all of that. But now is not the time. Now is not the time. If our politicians were going to suffer with us, then I would agree. But you're not suffering with us. You're telling people to go out there, look, this will help. Go out there and buy $100,000 electric car. People can't afford to put $4 a gallon gas in it. You want them to go buy a $100,000 car? People, come on now. We need to start putting people in office that feel the same pain that we feel every day as we go to work, as we fill our tanks, as we face higher food costs, as we see truckers who can't even afford to fill up their tanks because fuel's so expensive. We need politicians like that, not these bullcrap. And look, this is not about liberal, conservative. This is not about Democrat, Republican. This is about people that are about America. Trust me. There's a difference between education and intelligence, and a lot of those people got a lot of education. But just because you pay for one doesn't mean you automatically get the other. So people, enjoy your time looking at Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, and let's move on to bigger and better things, like fixing this country and fixing our pocket and making this country better for our children. I'm Deion Alexander, American First.